today. From Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals taking on Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded right at the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And for the first time, here comes the Cleveland Browns offense. Quarterbacked by Baker Mayfield, fourth-year man from Oklahoma.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Play fake. Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. First carry now for Nick Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. From the gun, Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hunt. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is fielded at the 27. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. The numbers for Mixon last week, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker. So this rivalry, Charles, here in the Buckeye State, Cincinnati and Cleveland, you know, you felt like for a while it took a dip as these two franchises struggled. But now I think this rivalry is budding again as one of the best under-the-radar rivalries in the NFL.
I agree with you absolutely, because both of these teams have the arrow pointing up. They've kind of solved their quarterback issues. They're building up their rosters. But one of the most defining moments in this rivalry to me wasn't even in a Browns-Bengals game. It was a Seahawks-Bengals game. But head coach Sam Wyche addressed the crowd and emphasized that Cincinnati was the place to be.
Well, Charles, I think his exact words were, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
11, mighty.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly and a tackle because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it?
And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. He's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. A 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And they go play action now. Burrow. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 3. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half. And they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
It shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football from triple option, you've actually called that play.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. A handoff to Mixon. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. On 4th down, out comes the rookie 5th-round pick, Evan McPherson, for the Bengal field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So that one on target, and it adds to this 1st half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. Cleveland offense making their way out. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Mayfield now. Man open left side. It's Williams. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Mayfield to throw it. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for the Bengals TD. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And McPherson on for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
He's got Njoku over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Well, he is out of bounds inside the 35. 112 yards rushing for him in this one, and he is drawing ever closer to a 2,000-yard season. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Burrow on play action. Now Burrow loses the football. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. They run the counter. Mixon. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Open man is Uzama. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
McPherson now for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And they'll take over with just 16 ticks remaining before intermission. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. Mixon will get it to start the second half, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 130 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They go play action with Burrow. They'll roll him out right. Just get rid of it.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 3rd down, Mixon. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They run for it with Mixon. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's a give to Mixon. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll run on first down. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that, you know.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one. Second and short now following the fumble. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So second and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on fourth down. They'll try and run with Mixon. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. The type of game that he's having running the football, there was no doubt who they were giving the ball to.
So why didn't they just go ahead and go after him on defense, right?
Yeah,
if you know,
on him.
right, you know he's having that type of a game. Who else would you expect to get the football? I would have taken my chances and sold out defensively to stop him. And if anyone else picks it up, I tip my cap to him. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow, they'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Touchdown! Joe Mixon from 13 yards out. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Picked off near the 34. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his third interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get the football. How about that?
Now Burrow loses the football. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. They run the counter. Mixon, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Mayfield. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Now Mayfield. And this one caught by Beasley. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down, and it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you.
On 1st down, Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8, and they're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 174 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Mixon, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, they were looking to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage partners. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam. and he found it.
McPherson on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Bengals have recovered it.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that will extend this big lead. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. This Bengal defense now making their way back out onto the field. And they forced the fumble last time. Now 4 turnovers for this defense. They've been darn good.
It's become a feeding frenzy, hasn't it? I mean, almost like the sharks. They descend upon their prey. That's what they've done this entire game. 4 takeaways, they preach it, and today they're living it.
Well, when you have that many, you probably think, all right, well, we'll just get another one now, right?
That's how it works. Everyone feels like, if I didn't get one, I'm doing something wrong.
From the 29, Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Here's Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33. So they come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. The Browns drive about to get started. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Bengals, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1.